Hi Ken, thank you very much for requesting Malt Marketing to pitch for your marketing report tender. We've put in some extensive work to hopefully achieve some of your requested marketing goals. So I'll start off with the research that we initially conducted, and we began with an external research, and that included a environmental analysis, and this provided us with some external factors that could possibly affect the Bowen Evergreen Centre, such things such as government increasing the home care pricing for the elderly, as well as increased pension age. Secondly, we did a micro-analysis, which told us that the elderly makes up 13% of the Balwyn population. And this tells us that the aged care industry, especially in the Balwyn area, is very attractive. We took a small look at your competitors and their services and compared them to each other, and to the Balwyn Evergreen Centre's services, and we found that your services provided a greater sense of community and a larger variety of activities. During our internal research, we produced a SWOT table, which is strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And we found that there is room for improvement in a few areas, such as low volunteers, not enough funding, and not enough community awareness. These issues will be addressed in our communications strategy, which you'll hear about shortly. But we also found many opportunities such as increased funding, the potential to expand, and creating a wonderful environment for the elderly. So after all of this research, we found that your situation is a marketing opportunity, and we have suggested 5 marketing objectives for the Balwyn Evergreen Centre report. These are increasing community awareness of the Balwyn Evergreen Centre by 40% within the first 6 months of the campaign. Increase the number of attendances at the Balwyn Evergreen Centre by 25% within the first 6 months of the campaign. Increase the number of volunteers at the Balwyn Evergreen Centre by 20% within first year of campaign. And create a new interactive website for the Balwyn Evergreen Centre and generate over 100 views each week for the first year of the campaign. And also implement a social media campaign and gain a 200% increase of friends and followers on Facebook and Twitter. Thank you for your time, and I'll hand over to my colleague who will discuss our target audiences.
In order to create an effective campaign for the Evergreen Centre, we needed to know who our target audiences were for each of our campaigns. Firstly, we looked at our volunteering campaign. We turned upon students studying social work, nursing, aged care, and people undertaking the Dukes of Edinburgh Award Scheme. We looked at students because they are the ones who are looking for work experience that could help them down the future. Secondly, we looked at the target audience for our seniors campaign. This campaign was to increase the amount of members at the Evergreen Centre. We looked upon seniors with an average income who require a sense of community and a stimulating lifestyle. Finally, we looked at the target audience for our community awareness campaign. For this campaign, we looked at practitioners as well as the Burundara Council, all of which who could help support funding. Moving on from our target audiences, we then looked at our goals and objectives. Our key goal for the Evergreen Centre was to become the #1 senior citizens wellbeing centre within Melbourne. In order to achieve this, we needed to achieve smaller goals, which would lead to overall success. As a group, we decided we needed to make realistic goals. These are 3 that we came up with. Firstly, increasing community awareness of the Balwyn Evergreen Centre by 40% within the first year of campaign. Secondly, increase the number of attendances at the Balwyn Evergreen Centre by 25% within the first years of the campaign. And thirdly, increase the number of volunteers at the Balwyn Evergreen Centre by 20% within the first year of the campaign. I will now hand you on to John, who will talk about the strategies in implementing our campaigns.
There are 3 campaigns that we suggest the Balwyn Evergreen Centre undertake. The first being the Seniors campaign. We suggest holding an open day of free activities and an open door venue for future members and their families to familiarise themselves with the centre and the activities provided at the Borwin Evergreen Centre. There will be a speech at the beginning of the day by Ken McWalter to welcome potential members. Another strategy we suggest Borwin Evergreen Centre employ is staff travelling to local established retirement homes and providing seminars to senior citizens to discuss the activities and fitness regimes that are on offer at the centre and the benefits that are involved with engaging in such activities. The second campaign is the Volunteers campaign. In order to build the volunteer participation, we suggest that the Borwin Evergreen Centre implements a new volunteers program, which entails a 6-week program for the volunteers. During the 6 weeks, volunteers will be rotated through the centre each week to gain new skills and learn within different areas. At the end of the 6-week rotation, volunteers will be given a certificate of completion and a letter of recommendation from Ken for future employment. This will give students an incentive to participate in the program. We propose this program could work in conjunction with students from the partnering universities around Melbourne and regional areas towards their credit points within their chosen field of study. So it acts as a further incentive for students to participate in the volunteer program. Our third campaign would be the Community Awareness campaign. We aim to advertise and generate publicity surrounding the new facilities in the centre by producing media releases. We will produce new media relations and continue to foster existing ones. By partnering with the Burundura Council and existing community amenities such as the library, local radio, and practices such as doctors, dentists, physiotherapists, chiropractors, psychologists, and hospitals, we will establish a mutual running relationship with these services that will raise community awareness about the Borwin Evergreen Centre. These various media relations, advertising and publicity that we receive, we believe will widen the community's knowledge of the centre and will inform them about the benefits to the senior citizens of the centre. The Borwin Evergreen Centre website redesign includes a total of 7 pages. These pages are the home page, about page, recruitment page, media page, blog page, events page, and contact page. The reason for the new redesign for the Borwin Evergreen Centre website was because the original website wasn't necessarily illegible, but it was hard to navigate. The new website is much easier. It has clear navigation. It's got the events widget on the top right hand side, which is very convenient for the elderly, so they can click on the widget and they can find out when the next major event is, or when there might be a community event they might be interested in. So in conclusion, the website redesign is it's a lot more easier to navigate. Everything's been set out in a more clear and concise manner. Therefore, the elderly users, the main target audience, can navigate, find out information about events, what's going on, and just generally about the Borwin Evergreen Centre.
Working in conjunction with our creative and media strategies, we developed a schedule that best represents how we intend to deliver our message to the potential volunteers and attendees of Borwin Evergreen Centre. Given a budget of $6,000, we proposed that our estimated spending would be $5,600. Most of the costs involved were for the printing and distribution of our flyers and posters, the redesigning of the existing website, and the cost of the paid advertisements in the local paper and on local radio. We've also allocated a portion towards the running of the open day event. As the chart shows, we have chosen to deploy much of the selection in a pulsing campaign after the open day in order to continue to reach our volunteers. We understood that a large portion of the volunteers would be made of students participating in the Duke of Edinburgh's award, and we have planned our selection accordingly. The social media pages are to be operated by the attendees and will run in a continuous manner throughout the campaign.
So, in order to gauge the success of our suggested strategies and to ensure we have achieved our marketing objectives, as mentioned earlier on in the presentation, we will evaluate each strategy and tactic to measure the accomplishments or, in unfortunate circumstances, see where we have to improve on. A few of the evaluation techniques we have listed on the screen for you. We will record the attendances at our open day, and we anticipate that there will be a minimum of at least 200 people through the doors on the day. We will monitor the media to document all media outlets who feature a story or our pitch within their outlet. The marketing manager will compare the 2013 seniors membership attendees with the 2014 senior membership attendees. To fulfill this objective, there must be at least 28,750 memberships for the year or more. We will also evaluate the volunteers, so the marketing manager will compare the 2013 number of volunteers against the 2014 number of volunteers, and there must be at least 170 volunteers or more to meet our objective. After the new website has been implemented, we will collect website statistics from our new website and compare them to that of the previous website statistics. And to meet our social media campaign objectives, we have to have at least 200 followers on Twitter and a further 200 friends on Facebook. Now that wraps up everything for our integrated marketing report for the Baldwin Evergreen Centre. Thank you so much again for asking Malt Marketing to pitch for you, and we look forward to potentially working with you and implementing our campaign. Thank you.